What's up, guys? This is Crypto with James talking to you today about Saffron Finance. Insanely low cap, very, very high risk, but I do think this can make some serious gains. They've got a few new features arriving actually in this quarter. One in particular I think will get a lot of traction, and fundamentally, look, DeFi is going to end up having another wave as a result of everything we've seen with centralized finance or centralized exchanges. So I'm going to break down what I think this can do, the run and the intrigue behind their new product. Before I get into that though, guys, if you are new to the channel, these are the first 26 coins I've spoken about on this channel. They're also the ones I owned when I made it. Had you put in just $100 into each of these coins when I released videos about them, and you were still holding those cryptos, you never sold them, you just ignored them for a few years, you would still be in profit for 10.2k, and that's doing absolutely everything wrong. But if you'd have sold these coins in the back end of 2021 like I did when the markets were rocketing up, $100 into each of these would have netted you a profit of 123 grand. Huge difference between doing the right and the wrong thing. Now, as I said, sold all these off in the back end of 2021. Is not what I own. If you want to see the coins I actually own that are in my portfolio right now, you can do. You just have to go to copymycrypto.com. On the site, I share my portfolio, every coin I own. I give the members real-time updates anytime I buy or sell a coin. We release videos on a daily basis talking about the markets, which we've absolutely been nailing for the last few months. You know, on Friday, we ended up predicting the exact 4-hour block that there was going to be a huge Bitcoin move. Nailed it to the actual to the time frame as well. And on top of that, we have tutorials set up for beginners, because there's a lot of beginners in crypto. These are just step by step and help people along the way. And then on top of that, we have a history of success on both the site and the channel. Not obviously, Phantom is at the top of that. Phantom was a Udemy course I did where I created a course called The Best Crypto Investment of 2020. I said it would 100x or more, and it ended up doing 677 times gains. 2 grand into Phantom, if you'd have watched that course, would have netted you a profit of 1.3 million. Now, no one in 2020 was talking about Phantom. You will not find a crypto YouTuber anywhere that was going, this is going to have big gains, other than me. And when I find the next Phantom, I'm going to go onto my site. I'm not going to do a course like last time. I'm going to go onto my site. I'm going to tell the members about the coin, the gains I think it can have, the percentage of my money I'm putting in, and they can copy along if they want to and make those gains. And if that interests you, you want to take the work out of your investing, go read the site. And remember, you can verify everything you read yourself on the YouTube channel's history, guys. Right, Saffron Finance. So, insanely low market cap. 4.4 million. Now, big red flag, straight away off the bat, the volume. That's a big red flag. And the reason it's a big red flag is fundamentally you have to be able to sell your investment. And $30,000 in volume a day, it's not great. It's really not great. And to be honest, volume has been piss poor for months now. Volume hasn't been good for Saffron Finance since, well, I mean, even 100,000 is not great, but at least it's not really been at 100,000 since March of last year. I think they had one big spike here, had a big spike on the 11th of December at 4 million. But beyond that, volume is terrible. The volume is absolutely terrible, and you have to bear that in mind because, you know, if you can't sell your coin, it's no use. But I do think they've got a real shot of doing something in terms of price. You know, previously in the 2021 cycle, it hit heights of $2,700. I don't think it's coming anywhere close to that again. However, I do think $800 is very achievable. When we look at like all the previous volume and the previous price action, you know, $800 was something that was hovering around for a reasonable amount of time. It looks like a sort of significant resistance point in the future if it can ever get back to that price point. And Saffron Finance is heavily invested in by Coinbase. It's also heavily invested in by Ledger. So, you know, backed. It's well backed. And the whole principle is it's tokenizing on-chain assets, and can allow people to basically offset their risk. So tokenized ownership of on-chain assets gives liquidity providers greater flexibility and uninterrupted access to the underlying collateral, while enabling leveraged staking and bespoke risk management. And that's sort of the key thing, is risk management. And with this, that's sort of the premise that's probably going to carry it through, because it's a peer-to-peer risk adjustment protocol. So users customize their own risks and return profiles by selecting the degree of exposure they want to the sort of collateralized assets. And up and running right now, as you can see, they have the Saffron staking, they've got the liquidity pools as well. But as you can see, not a lot of value locked at all. Pretty poor in that regard. But what they are bringing is fixed income vaults. That's going to be their new product. This is where they utilize a traditional finance interest rate swap to turn Uniswap's yield into fixed yield. So in DeFi, when a trade occurs on a pairing in Uniswap, a fee is charged to the transaction sender. The fee is distributed pro rata to all liquidity pools in the pool upon completion of the trade. As a result, users that have large positions can accumulate the high fees. So unlike the Ethereum USDC pairing alone, there was 35 million in fees, and they were generated in the past 6 months, with the lion's share going to obviously the biggest liquidity pool positions. So the fixed income vault make it possible to take a speculative bet on volume and turn it into something stable, and it allows users to rent large liquidity pool positions while allowing large liquidity pool positions to get guaranteed yield up front. So this is meant to be coming this quarter, and this is actually a really innovative approach to sort of more reasonably distributing the fees to everyone. It means anyone can start earning a decent amount of yield and a decent amount of fee accrual, even if they don't necessarily have the huge position in the liquidity pool, which is obviously a big fear for a lot of retail investors anyway, because the risk of impermanent loss is so damn high. So this risk adjustment, combined with leveraging a whale's position in a liquidity pool to get yield, is a really clever approach. So it will offer some really good passive income for users. And I think that alone, we're going to probably, once this is fully released, I think Saffron can really benefit from this. Now the question is if they market it effectively. If they don't market effectively, of course it won't make the gains. But we've had in the past year, massive crashes from centralized exchanges, whether it was BlockFi, whether it was or yield providers, whatever you want to call them. But we've had FTX, we've had Celsius, we've had BlockFi, we've had Voyager, and there's a lot of people that got burned because of those, and they're going to go to DeFi. And Saffron Finance has a tiny circulating supply, so the price potential is very high. I still don't think it can run up to that $2,000 region, because I don't think they market effectively, and there's not the clamoring. Look at that volume, it's so piss poor. Which is why I'm saying this is a super high risk one, because it's $4 million market cap, tiny volume. You have to be able to sell an investment, and you can't necessarily successfully do that if the volume's this low. But for Saffron, I am quite hopeful that if they can release this fixed income vault and effectively market it, they could see a lot of volume come to them. And if a lot of volume is coming to them, the price is going to explode. Now, while it's $48.50 right now, I do think in a bull cycle, if they can start gaining users, which they have to gain a lot of users and they have to gain a lot of market momentum, it could go back up to $800. That would only put it at like 18 million market cap, which is tiny in the scheme of things. So I think that's very achievable, but I would say insanely high risk because you're looking at tiny volume and currently and historically not very good marketing. So if they can fix the marketing, if they can get new users in for the fixed income vaults, a lot of potential. But it's a big if. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. And does the fixed income vaults actually interest you? I'd be curious to hear about that as well. Because a lot of retail don't want to touch liquidity pools. So I'd be really intrigued to see what the answers are there. And if you're a returning viewer, guys, hit the subscribe button. You don't want to miss these videos. They'll be interesting to you. They'll make you money. They'll save you money. Don't miss them. So hit the subscribe button. And guys, if you want to see the coins I own that are in my portfolio right now, go to copymycrypto.com. There I share my whole portfolio, every coin I own, every one I buy, every one I sell. Members get real-time updates anytime I pull the trigger on an investment. We release videos on a daily basis talking about the markets, which we have had pinpoint accuracy on for the last few months. It's been absolutely perfect. Then on top of that, we have tutorials set up. So if you are a crypto beginner, these tutorials will walk you all the way through how to get started in crypto. And we have an immense history of success on both the site and the channel. Phantom is a coin I picked out as the best investment of 2020. No YouTuber on the planet spoke about Phantom as a 100xer. I did. And when I find the next one, I'm going to go onto my site, not create a course like last time. Just go onto my site, tell my members about the coin, tell them the gains I think it can have, tell them the percentage of my money that I'm putting in. And if they want to copy me and make those gains, they can do. And if you want to do that, go read the site. And remember, you can verify everything you read on the site on my YouTube channel history. And maybe, guys, I'll see you there. Take it easy. Bye-bye.